Anyway, enough talk. This is Roland Frost, Kona Astrologer, show 937. We're going to check out the third week in November for you. And I'd guess probably the singular biggest event is that Neptune is going stationary direct. It's stopping in the sky Saturday the 15th, 9:07 p.m. Yes. So trying to express the sky mirror graphically isn't easy. And this is a very, very oversimplified two-dimensional thing we're working with. But, you know, I tried to draw Neptune really large here because it's going to be large in your consciousness. If you're on the Thursday show, well, Saturday, this coming Saturday, Neptune's going to stop in the sky. When it does, Neptune permeates the consciousness. You know, the two big giants of higher consciousness, Uranus and Neptune, the higher mind and the higher heart. Well, here's the higher heart. I call him priest, artist, doctor, musician, Neptune. He's beautiful, like beautiful fish, you know, swimming in schools. And the ocean, oh, it's lovely. I love the ocean. Like my wine, that's wine in there this week. And you'll find yourself, you know, if it's drinking a little more, singing a little more, your sense of smell will go up. You can't miss that. Every time Neptune stops, lots of times the Pope comes out and speaks. And, you know, the things about the drugs and the oil, and a lot of people will take this opportunity to be a little deceitful, shall we say, because Neptune has two sides, two little fish. One is a pickpocket, the other is Jesus. Anyway, the higher heart's a wonderful thing. Music. We're going to run the moon around the edge of this pattern. We've still got the Uranus squaring Pluto. And you notice Mars has just gone by Pluto. It's only 2 degrees off. It's right on Pluto when you're watching the show. So, you know, there's Pele burning up some houses over there on the Big Island. But Mars hitting Pluto means possible uncontrollable fires and violence and anger. And, you know, ask yourself what you're protecting. If you're angry and you're impatient and your Mars has gotten out of control, because that's what happens when Pluto gets involved. Pluto either controls things totally or not at all. You know, so here's a bunch of soldiers got together with a bunch of policemen. I don't know what they're doing, but they're sure blocking Uranus here. Uranus is not happy. We also have the Saturn squaring Jupiter. So, you know, the lawyers and the judges and the liberals and conservatives are locked up in a square. Square is like a big obstacle, can't move. So, let's take a look at it day by day. I'm going to run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern, and as it moves around, it makes angles to all the different planets. The actors on the stage, that's who they are. There's Jupiter, the lawyer professor. The moon's going to go by Jupiter Friday morning early. You know, it squares the sun, so you won't get much done, but you could have some lightning bolts of truth flashing around, a tendency to laugh too much, clown around. At his worst, Jupiter's kind of a clown. At his best, he's a wonderful lawyer that straightens up the world in good order. But you'll feel him Friday morning. The moon's in Leo. And as it goes by Jupiter, everybody's out to go do new things, you know. Usually, yeah. But don't be fooled, because Friday afternoon there's a square to Saturn, and everything slows down, and all that too much, too big, too expanded now becomes overly contracted, and shuts down, and stops, and runs out of money, and runs out of time. And there's Venus also. Venus is with Saturn, and so, you know, she's not feeling really good about sweets and sex and love, and the divas are having trouble. Somebody probably put them in jail for a while. Anyway, it's a what we call manic depressive Friday. Jupiter is manic, Saturn is depressive. So you're manic in the morning, depressed in the afternoon, and Venus will make you cry a little bit, so look out. And you're oversensitive. Why are you so oversensitive? Because Neptune is stationing. it's stationing and stopping on the 15th. The thing is, the moon is opposing Neptune. So we're not going to like Neptune very much when Neptune's reaching the peak of his power. You know, it turned out the fish was bad and it had a bad smell. It turns out, you know, all these oil companies are just taking the last of the gas and oil out of our country. There'll be none for your children, grandchildren. No, they're just going to take it out and gobble it up. You'll realize that on Saturday morning. Sane countries like Canada and Venezuela and stuff have shut a lot of wells in. You know, they're no longer ready to sell the oil at this cheap price because they know as it runs out, the price goes up. So here you are with cheap oil right now. Something's wrong. Something's fishy. Anyway, Saturday morning, the moon goes into Virgo, and when it hits that opposition to Neptune, yep, there'll be leaks, floods, spills, scandals. Oil companies, drug companies. Ask your doctor if Viagra is safe for you to use. Out of all the nasty things that Neptune has done, from the Spanish Inquisition on, in my life, here's Sanjay Gupta's statement, a doctor trying to be honest. We've been terribly and systematically misled for nearly 70 years in the United States, and I apologize for my role in that. He's talking about pot, throwing people who smoke pot, one of the best Neptune medicines around. They outlawed opium too, which was a wonderful painkiller. And but they're throwing people in jail even today, and they can't seem to get their Neptune ship straight, huh? What's stopping politicians and people from acting in honesty about this? Good question, Frost. Well, some of those answers will come out Saturday night, because the moon's in Virgo, and late Saturday night it trines Mars, and then really early Sunday morning in Hawaiian time, that's about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, it trines Mars. But you'll feel this Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning. You'll feel Pluto is discovering new information, and Mars is there as a hero. And this is a good time to do some physical stuff if you plan it well. Watch out though, because Uranus is over here in square, and the electrical things might not be quite right. But it's the heroes are out. Sunday's a good time to fix stuff. Moon's in Virgo all day. Moon continues in Virgo into Monday the 17th, and at least the first half of the day. And when you get to the second half of the day, and just before lunch probably, depends on your location, the moon goes into Libra. And once it goes into Libra, it gets shaky, because here's the opposition to Uranus. And that eclipse at 15 degrees right next to Uranus, and the square to Pluto, it all happens early Tuesday morning. And I hope there's no sirens and emergencies in your life, but you'll have some little ones anyway. Big, huge cockroach flew into my bedroom and landed on my arm. Eek, a bug! So it's kind of panicky. That's what Pluto does. He sets off your reptile mind. Flight or fight, panic. It's panic attacks. Yeah. Everything from PTSD to claustrophobia to fear of spiders. I got arachnophobia. So, look, Tuesday morning, don't expect anything will act normal. And if you're going to use electricity, keep one hand in your pocket. And you'll get through it just fine. Tuesday night, the moon goes by the north node about 9-10 o'clock, and then everybody is feeling very nurturing, and it feels a lot better. Wednesday morning, moon's still in Libra on the 19th, and makes a nice sextile to Jupiter. There's wisdom, lightning bolts of truth. Aha, now I see it clear. Wednesday morning, the 19th. Thursday now, the moon's gone into Scorpio. And early Thursday morning, it trines Neptune. Here's your first good opportunity to get some goodies. Read Jesus. When Jesus says heaven in the New Testament, they took it out and changed it. It used to be sky in the Aramaic. He was talking astrology. A lot of astrology in the Bible. They couldn't take it all out. Anyway, Neptune, go out and sit under a tree. There'll be butterflies and colors and wonderful time to train up your compassion a little bit and feeling. You'll be more telepathic. Your sense of smell will operate wonderfully. Smell the flowers. Ah. Thursday morning, the 20th. Discovery happens in the afternoon. There's a sextile to Pluto. It's quite nice. Scorpio moon goes on, and Friday morning it makes a sextile to Mars. And so there's action and there's energy. Yeah. Go for it. Get things fixed. And you know what? There's a nice new moon. Yeah, at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. That doesn't happen until late Friday night. But it's a nice new moon at about 1 degree of Sag. It does square Neptune, so it kind of shuts off the colors and the music and the opening of the heart chakras, so to speak. But Saturday, moon in Sagittarius, you're likely to have more leaks and spills and problems with bad smells in the morning as the moon squares Neptune. But as you get towards the evening, late in the evening, Saturday, early Sunday morning, there's a nice trine to Uranus. And the higher mind comes out. And, there's information and common sense triumphs over belief. Uranus triumphs over Neptune. Wisdom, honesty comes out Sunday afternoon. Pretty good Sunday, late Sagittarius moon on the 23rd of November. And that's kind of the way it is. And your next